Welcome back to Strength Culture's podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. If you're like most of our new clients coming into Strength Culture, you've probably run some online templates before. Maybe you're using Jeff Nippard and some of his stuff, or even a strength program from someone like Johnny Candido. Potentially, you've even looked into something like online coaching with a specialized coach in order to keep you accountable. However, you probably then realized how expensive that can become. And ultimately, this is why we've built Strength Culture's training app. It's a brand new training app with over 40 programs that you can switch between whenever you like. We have specialized programs to target specific body parts or strength movements, as well as a bunch of educational videos that cover all of the basics and fundamentals of things like training, nutrition, programming, and technique. Even with all these benefits, I think the most important part of our training app is that you get free access to all of the coaches here on the podcast direct through our Discord. Here we can help you with things like form checks whenever you need them. You just upload a video, or even just questions related to training and nutrition to make sure that you're moving in the direction you need for your goals. The training app is normally $15 per week. However, as a loyal listener of the podcast, we have an exclusive code podcast to get your first month free. That means you get full access to all of our programming, all of our education, everything you need to succeed in the gym for free. You can use the code podcast in the first link down below. And if you have any questions, hit us up in the Discord. Welcome back to Strength Culture's podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts, episode 77. I played back the
64.
thing. I played back and I did say 65.
You
Yes.
did.
I did.
You had three people that told you said 66.
So I owe an apology to everyone. Thank you for keeping me accountable, fellas.
Always.
I really do appreciate it. Before we go anywhere, I just want to say hoodies drop Wednesday the 10th at 6 p.m. strengthculture.com.au. Join the email list if you want a formal update, probably the day before or something. But hoodies drop. Limited stock. No restocks of this exact thing. But yeah, jump in if you're interested.
Donny B about to cut the sickest promo of 2023.
Hype beast.
Yeah, shit.
Hype beast.
Yeah,
Gonna pop out. What's the
exclusivity.
What was that in Channel 5 News and they went to the Hype Con or whatever?
Oh, what did he say?
Got that spectacular drip.
Spectacular drip.
Yeah, but what was the convention called?
Complex Con.
And it's just all the hype shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Strength Culture will have a stall there
Next year.
Next year. Pop off.
Pop off.
Shows.
What's
Spectacular
news,
drip.
fellas? What is going on? How we been? How is training?
I'm peaking. I'm peaking.
We're 6 weeks out, mate.
No, I'm peaking.
Peaked too early.
No, I haven't peaked too early. I reflected yesterday.
No, I think what it is, you've actually trained good, consistent training for 6 weeks now.
What?
You did have a period that was
some jabs.
Because I broke my ankle.
Yeah, so no.
And so take the ankle out of it, and then take
That is
summer,
such a low blow.
No, it's
where
not.
I was training twice a week at a minimum because I broke my ankle.
Remember when he broke his ankle?
Before I broke my ankle,
Yeah, I remember because I went and picked him up.
I was
behind a mattress.
consistent
Picked him up.
That's not a jab. I was consistent as balls for how many years?
You know, I'm not saying, just the last few months you said that. You told me, we had this
Yeah.
conversation, you're being consistent. You've had a good 6 weeks.
So I
I'm trying to give you a
not
compliment.
just
6
6
weeks has
weeks.
been good.
Malaka, we had a triathlon
He did a triathlon.
beforehand.
What are you
We trained
talking
together.
about?
I'd never missed a session.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god!
No, I mean with the weights.
And I was
You've had a good
consistent
6
with my
weeks.
twice a week, every single week during the triathlon. I didn't miss a session.
All right, good.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you want to formally apologise?
No,
to
it's,
us?
it's keeping me honest. It's fine
No,
because
I'm
this
just
is fuel to
saying,
the
man,
fire.
it was a compliment. You guys I've said the last 6 weeks of his training's been good. They've been,
You finally
No, I think
done
you
good
actually-
training.
His weights. His
Let's roll
lifting.
back the tape. I think you actually said it's because you finally strung 6 weeks together.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It's all right.
And then you follow that up with a right hook straight to his nuts. That's fine. Whacked him in the low
It doesn't
blow,
take
mate.
away from my self-reflection. I worked it out. June 17th, the push-pull run is exactly 1 week before I broke my ankle. So it's 51 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was like, my whole goal when I broke my ankle is like, I'm going to set a time frame and when I'm reaching like my physical peak again. And like, I look at that as like strength and fitness and like body comp, but not really. And, like lighter strength is it's like I'm equaling PRs or close to for I weighed 96 yesterday. Last time I hit those numbers, I was 104. So it's 8 kilos down. And then fittest I've been in however long. So I'm like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good because I attach my self-worth to my performance.
As you should.
As you should. As you should.
It's always good putting hobbies with identity.
Yeah, for sure. But no, it's good and having this date to train for has been fucking mad. I'm so G'd up. I'm so G'd.
I'm starting to get a little bit nervous for the actual event. Like,
Just logistically,
40 people maxing bench and deadlift at once.
It'll be right.
No, this is gonna be hectic. I think this event is far bigger than we think it is. Like, there's monstrous powerlifting comps. Like, big powerlifting comps is like a 40-person comp.
Yeah. Big local one, yeah.
Big local one. So it's going to be fun.
It's just going to be... No, we're right. It'll be fine.
We need
the whole gym to ourselves.
We're all competing.
And then, yeah, that's fine. But then at the track, it'll just be waves.
Yeah, we'll do
we'll get some hands on deck. We've got a trusty team of volunteers who'll come on down, sort us out.
Yeah. Community. We'll be all right. I think we need a meeting. I think we actually need a meeting to work out.
Yeah, sure. Planned and maybe have... Yeah.
I think it's more daunting because we don't have a concrete plan just yet. We'll have one meeting, boys. We'll be sorted.
No, we have a concrete plan. It's just I'm just worried about 40 people maxing out because we can't do 2 sessions. 40 people in a powerlifting comp is 2 sessions.
Yeah,
do 20 and 20.
No, it's monstrous.
We ain't got that. We're doing 40 people, 1 session.
No, we'll have 3 combo racks going for bench, and then you've got another 2 for warm-ups and all the other...
The normal racks.
So there'll be 4 or 5 racks going. Yeah, like we'll be fine.
We need a warm-up area. We need judges to be looking at... So 3 is probably too much because we need people looking at 2
2's probably more easy to work with.
We need 2 racks going.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. We're getting into details. It's going to be hectic. We'll work it out. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be mad. And if you keep stringing those weeks of training together, mate,
maybe you'll actually do something good. Yeah,
anything's possible.
Yeah,
I'll try my best. That is, the competition. I was like, you know what? Oh, maybe I hope I beat Charlie. I'm going to slaughter you. I'm going to destroy you.
Yeah, good luck.
Your lifting's doing well.
I'm going to take you out.
It's trash talk.
I think Woody hurt himself.
Yeah, this is the first injury from a major contender.
That's what happens when you actually don't train.
And you come back in.
Mate, you're shooting fucking arrows today. What is going on, Charles?
Look, Woody's been calling out the haters as he does.
I love it.
In regards to the doubters of his efforts to push for run. So if this, makes his way, then Charlie's another hater.
Fuck the doubters, fuck the haters.
Woody's
if Woody's listening to this, he's going to fucking slaughter Charlie. That's the answer. You're going to take it.
He's getting nowhere near me. That's fact. And we need to clip this because I know Jamie said that yesterday. He's just not saying it on the camera now.
No, back to Woody. Woody's got the biggest heart out of anyone competing.
100%. 100%. He's got the ticker. We're getting in the deep end now. And I like how the toxicity is slowly progressing like week on week.
You can have a big ticker, but when you don't have hamstrings at work, a little bit hard.
Oh, that is so
But
harsh.
he pulled his hamstring yesterday.
Oh, no, it's still harsh.
It's the fact.
It's still harsh. I start my speed. Oh, wait, boys are starting speed work next week, so we might be a couple of hamstrings down by the day.
Speed. I think
Oh my god.
I think it's going to be a fucking awesome day. I think it's great for the community, and we're gonna roll hard, roll deep. Dids, how's your training going?
Yeah, going well. Lifting's moving along, running just fucking week by week, building it up.
You got a Garmin.
Got a Garmin, so bought one off Aaron Howlett.
New runners as well.
Proper.
Second hand, but new. They're new for me. They're good though. But no, they're good. The runners are good. I don't have much context with the runners. I want to get into the world of runners, but at the same time I don't. It's like anything. You start researching smartwatches, and you're like, fuck me. There's more options than I want. So I'm like, oh, Aaron Howlett's one seems mad. I'm going to get it. And it is mad. But even same with runners, like you Google it, everyone reckons this one's better. That it's like the more you know, it's like, oh, like ignorance is bliss. I feel like I should need to, as I've done. I just got some runners. These are runners.
Yeah, they're fluoro green.
They fit me.
What'd you get?
I'm gonna.
That's all that matters.
They're from my father-in-law's. They're just some old pair.
Froggers, are they?
Hasn't really used them much. So they're in good nick.
Green Froggers.
Yeah, like Vomero or something. I don't know. But they I don't know. They do the job. I can run in them.
He went for the niche Italian brand.
That's it. No, they're Nike. Nike Vomero.
Oh, they're Nike.
Right, Nike. You know.
Sergio Tacchini's.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe at one stage we'll do some feet analysis for my fuck feet. You know what I'm worried though is
Your flippers.
I'm gonna go to one of these running club places.
I can do
and
the
they're gonna be like, oh, mate, are you in pain?
We have not got a shoe for you.
Can you even walk? Like, and then
I've got these fucking flippers here for you. If you want them.
they won't placebo me because I'm strong of fucking will, but they'll think I'm like the most fucked case ever. They'll be like, oh, mate, this is worse than we thought. Like they'll just give me all these like fucking diagnoses, and maybe they'll send me some shoes. I don't know, but it's like with anything. Yeah, you get down the rabbit hole and you're like, oh.
I can do the analysis for you. You walk in, they're like, come on, mate, jump on this treadmill. Start the treadmill up to about 4 kilometers an hour, and they get you to stop, and they say, hey, mate, you've got flat feet.
No way.
That's Didier's analysis.
We're not gonna, I went in like, what are they actually going to do for me? Like, I was cynical, skeptical as always. I went in, and it was good. It was actually good. The first place I went to, I definitely know they weren't runners. The people weren't runners, and they just go, yeah, Brooks are Carnos. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And I just bought them, and they were fine. But this place, like they watched it, they bring you out like 5 shoes, man, like 5 pairs of shoes, and you go for a run in each pair of shoe, and then you trial one runner against the other runner, and it's like what feels better, and it's just like this absolute process. And as much as I knock my runners at the moment for them being fugly, they're actually unbelievable. So.
Crazy.
Suss them out. Because I don't know what shoes. Like, I know, I've got a flat foot as well, but I'm like, I don't know what shoes good for a flat foot. I don't have that know-how. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like with anything, like if you're
sorry, they also knew that pronation wasn't bad.
nice. That's a plus.
That's a good one.
Well,
I was like,
plus.
when you know, you want the foot to pro. I was like, you're a man,
Because like you had a good experience, so naturally I'm more confident that I'll have a good experience. But the worst thing I want to do is go to this place where these quacks who make it seem like they know something, and I believe it, but really they're just talking shit to sell me a shoe. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy to fucking pay, but it's like I want to know that
for
there's
15 podiatrist sessions.
I want 8 opinions. Like
Pronation is bad.
thinking 100%, bro. It's dangerous. Thinking forward beyond push pull run, because I do want to keep up the running beyond this. And this is once again just probably a good general talking point for people. If there was like one type of running that you think is easy to keep in, like if I was to run once a week beyond push pull run, do you think it's just like a 20 to 30 minutes
Steady
zone
run.
2? Yeah. Like that's the easiest thing to keep in. Bit of fartlek? Intersperse some different speed
play.
From a where you're at thing and from a what your priority is standpoint, being lifting, I would say probably just a steady run.
Yeah.
Because just like the potential for improvement from that for you right now is like it's massive. Like you could just keep doing that once a week for ages.
Yeah.
At some point, like you probably need more or a faster stimulus, but I would just do that.
Great, guys. I reckon I'll do that post push pull run. I'll just once a week, slow to moderate pace, fucking just build that up for a while.
But you could do anything.
I could do anything, but
honestly. You could do anything. You could do that. You could do the fast efforts interspersed, but honestly, I would start there.
I think the good thing about it as well is like there's not a lot of thinking involved. It's like just run. Like
go for a run.
There's no tempos. There's no just fucking just go. Like,
Yeah.
Great.
Up to a point. Did you guys see that Alec Blennis meme?
That was amazing.
The Dunning-Kruger thing, and he put it with like bicep curls and running and improving.
Yeah.
I reshared it. It was
what was it again?
It was like, so at the peak of, so when you first start out, what is it? So there's peak of Mount Stupid, there's slope of enlightenment, and then enlightenment, and like
Valley of Despair, and then the slope of enlightenment.
Yeah. So it's like at the start point, it's like run more miles, and then at the peak of Mount Stupid, it's like I don't know, something that like they talk about heart rate training and this and that, and at the end of it, like the peak of enlightenment is just like
run more miles.
Just run more miles.
And it was also for like bicep curls. Like you start with do bicep curls, then it's all these like really specific fucking techniques and all this shit, and then at the end of it, you just
do more bicep
just
curls.
do bicep curls. Like that's the answer. It always has been the answer.
Luke Tulloch put something up like that the other day. It was like just do an exercise, do it for 5, like a density set, do it for 5 minutes, and just pound reps.
Yeah, it's just train hard. It comes back to that whole, it's just...
Yeah.
You can't think that, man.
Yeah,
Man,
well, no, what it is...
Man, you're trying to simplify things, and that's just dismissive.
It's just dismissive of people's feelings.
Is that the nuance? Fuck, man.
Is it?
Yeah, bro.
Wait, what was that? Like,
maybe dismissive is not the right word, but like...
No, it's invalidate.
We're invalidating people who are putting thought into things, you know? We're not
Someone
thinkers,
else made
apparently.
progress with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dismissing them.
It is like, I know we had this conversation with Luke, but it is tough when because as coaches, you go through these processes and you learn all this stuff, and then eventually it's just the answer. All of the questions that you keep asking just keep coming back to the same answers, and eventually it just gets to this. All right, we just have to train.
Yeah.
Find something you enjoy. Push yourself. Make sure it's hard enough.
So I think we have to steer from knocking it because at some point I was at the peak of Mount Stupid.
We all were.
You have to go it. Yeah, I'm not saying. Like,
I might
we don't
still
have to
be.
knock
I don't
it 'cause
know.
was there. Like I know we're all there. But it's like you have to go there.
Yeah,
I think you have to go
the
there.
thing is some people get trapped there.
That's the
Some people never make it out.
They never come out of it.
Yeah, but they might be trapped there. I'm going to do the old steel man. What is it?
Steel man.
Let's
The steel
steel
man.
man the opposite argument.
But then shit on them later.
But then we'll just completely close the door and shit on them. But
Sorry for my ignorance. Can you explain Still Man?
So straw man is you make your opinion and I paint it in the worst light, or I take it out of context. Steel man is what's the most charitable interpretation of the argument you're trying to make. So how can I paint your argument in the best light?
yeah, okay.
So the people that are in the nitty gritty nuance that want to stay there and want to continue to like answer these very specific nuanced questions, like I don't think they're stuck in that situation. I feel like the people that are stuck there are the ones who think that there are going to be special secret answers. So like if you take someone like a Kasim, I don't think he's thinking that there's these special secret answers. He just really wants to fucking understand a certain nuanced view of biomechanics and tension.
Like peak optimization.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
argument.
that sort of person is stuck in that situation.
I wasn't really talking about him.
Yeah, no, but
no,
we're not talking about him specifically, but we're talking about that sort of like archetype of person that really wants to fucking like understand a topic, as opposed to somebody who's looking for a secret answer.
It can be
I feel like
challenging.
they're the people that are stuck there.
It can be challenging because with clients, like you want your client to feel, and obviously you do want your client to get the best results they can. You want them to know and feel like you're doing the best by them. And it can be challenging to, I mean, it also depends on the person you're selling it to, but it has to be a conversation where it's like, I guess they need to understand that even though this answer is simple or it doesn't seem complex, it is what I truly believe is the best answer for you. And we could be wrong. Like, yeah, there's different contexts, but like, I think as long as you truly believe that you're doing the best by that person by not overcomplicating or giving them something that may seem general or simple, then I think you can be happy with that. Like, because there's a difference between like you just throwing something at someone, knowing that you're not putting effort into actually thinking. Because even if we reach a simple conclusion, it doesn't mean we haven't put a lot of thought into getting to the point where we think the answer is simple. But it's easy to say, oh, yeah, they've given simple answers. They're just being lazy. No, it's not. Like we've come all the way around back to think that this is the best way to go about things.
For sure. So I'll provide the simple answer and provide context because sometimes the don't worry about it doesn't cut it. You know what I mean? Like it all works. Don't worry about it. Like I'm not saying you do that, but like literally that's what it is, and it can come off like lazy coaching. It's like no, I literally don't want you to worry about it.
Yeah,
just go balls to the wall.
And I think I was trying to illustrate that, but it does depend on the person because some people are like, is this the simple answer? Crazy. That's all I need to hear. I'm going to do it. But obviously some people want an explanation and they deserve that. If they need it explained to them, like that's your job to explain to them why it's simple. And, you know, versus them just sitting there thinking, I want what's best for myself, but they're just giving me the simple answer. They're more like, you need to have a conversation for those people who want to hear it. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so it all comes back to don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
It's like, don't worry about it, but here's why. Like, here's why don't worry about it.
And there's the nuance.
That's good coaching right there.
And there's the nuance. Yeah. That was a proper discussion, boys.
Fucking
Good work,
right.
boys.
Nice work.
Stillman's.
Steelman. I reckon that's something we're going to do that from now on. We're going to steelman some opposing ideas.
We come out here, we swing a little bit. We come out here with some bold statements. Sometimes it's me. Often
Charlie
it's me.
swung straight into Bouz's crotch
Let's-
this morning.
let's do some Steelman.
Keeps me honest.
New
I'll keep
Q&A
grinding in the
next.
darkness.
It
I've
was,
been listening to Meek Mill, so it's
It was
fine.
If you enjoy the way in which we view and talk about training, I'm going to assume that you'd probably also enjoy the programming and the strategies we use for our clients and athletes here at Strength Culture. You can get free access to all of our programs by using the code podcast through the first link down below, as well as a whole bunch of educational videos where we help you understand and better apply the things that we talk about in the podcast. Again, first link down below, podcast as the code, and your first month is completely free.
No stress fractures.
How was your 1 kilometer run, Charles?
Slow.
It was. It was good. It was very
No, it
good.
wasn't slow. It was good.
I had a couple of people actually message me and go,
Big man can move.
Good job, Sam.
They were like, I thought you said you were slow, and I was like, oh, I'll take that. It's a compliment.
They must be slow.
What you running in? 446.
Yeah, 446. But that was with a change of direction too. I reckon everyone went straight because I couldn't be. I was like, if I go 1 kilometer out now, it's dark. It was at 9 o'clock at night, so I'm gonna have to walk back. So I was like, I'll do a change of direction and come back the other way.
How'd you do that turn? How'd you handle the turn? Did you drop down and pivot into it, or you just
busy steps? Drop the hips.
did you drop the center of gravity?
Yeah.
Did a backflip.
Swimming style.
I've thought about doing that once on the trail that we run, and I'm like, I just know that I'm going to do my groin. Like, I'll just stride and just slide out. The foot
We haven't
goes.
moved in the frontal plane at all. It was good. I actually felt good, but I did think I was like that extra 600 meters. We still got a while, but yeah, it'll be the miles. Like, because I was
Dirty distance.
It's a dirty distance because even after the K last night, after the K, because Dusko's was it all out. I said it was probably an RP9. I think there was a little bit more I could have given, but I did. I was like, 'cause I'm fucking random run on a Monday night, but I'm like that extra 600 is gonna. There's gonna be.
Oh no, and
More
it's
than
gonna
half of 1K.
People are gonna blow up.
and that's around where they'll feel it. They'll get two and a bit laps of the track down, just past halfway, and then they'll be like, "Holy shit!"
Because honestly, the speed I was at last night, I reckon I probably could have held another 200. Then I would have probably maybe started hit the wall. But
yeah, but also you wouldn't attack the 1.6 in that way.
Yeah.
Like you would build into the final.
I'm gonna have.
400.
I am gonna have a little bit of a.
Maths.
No, I'm gonna. What is
It's
it
all
called?
about maths,
Negative gearing. No, it's what's it
Negative splits.
Negative splits. So starting the first lap, progressively getting them faster and faster as they go.
Look at, I swear, 3 weeks ago, okay, how long have you been on your speed work now, or like shorter, sharper efforts?
Since we started the block, so 4 weeks.
Have
maybe.
you? I thought you started doing it like 2 weeks ago, doing 200s or some shit.
Oh well, no. I started the VO2 max intervals, 2 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes. So that actually some faster paced stuff.
Yeah,
That's the first time. That was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. And like, how fast have you improved in that?
Heaps.
Yeah.
Because even the other day I did my 2x7 minute tempo intervals and I was holding like, I can't remember now, but like 5:10 or 5:20 pace, like pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas
You
I
need
could
that
not-
exposure to speed because it's a coordinative thing. It's
Yeah.
a coordinative. It's like it's a recruitment thing. It's like Steve Magnus.
Steve Magnus. But
Great podcast.
speed is,
Anyone.
you need the speed first, and then you have to work on extending the speed.
Oh,
They call it. They say they endurance is just extension.
Yep.
And then so you're either working on getting speed. So like for me, running a 7-minute mile, I have to be able to do 4 minutes 20, which I can now, maybe only for 200, 300, 400 meters. But now I've got to extend that to 1.6.
The speed endurance work.
And whatever you want to do 6, so you got to do 345. You got to extend that.
Yep.
yeah. So you got to be able to accumulate time at 340.
So that's why I was saying to you, like yesterday with your 400, you having 2-minute rest. It's like now look at reducing the rest time so that you're gradually exposing yourself to
Yep.
that longer duration of that
See,
speed.
Where
speed
we
extension.
have not put in heaps of speed work for people at the start, because this is Steve Magnus, I forgot who the other guy is. Great podcast.
it's really good.
If anyone wants to learn more about running, they deal with top end collegiate runners, like guys running like, what is it? Like low 2-hour marathons and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
Speed work as well. Like there is a resilience issue as well. Like I'm not going to get a guy who hasn't run in since high school doing top end speed work yet. So for us, this build phase for a lot of people, it is endurance first, and it is exposure to ground contact. It's a different argument, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
These
well,
guys
I feel like what you're sort of saying is once you've got through that initial phase of like
we
just
have,
building sort of the
Tolerance.
the tissue tolerance, the mental sort of jumping back in the deep end of it all and all that sort of stuff. Like,
And then presumably
there
you
has
get
to
and
be
then
that focus.
once you've got the base, then it becomes this idea of all right,
then-
these are the
Yeah.
qualities that
So
we
for them,
probably
the
could also
inverse-
just like even when we did our tri we could probably have thrown in 400s and it'd be fine and get some of that top end speed stuff.
For sure. I just think that for what it would have done for me recovery wise, I just wasn't there yet for how like small my base was. Because like ground contact and just ground reaction force, that's a lot, and I was not prepared for that. I remember when I was trying to do speed work off of no base at the track, and I was pulling up horrendously. So I think, so for them, they're top end endurance runners, so in their off season or further away from competition, it is speed.
Yeah.
And then it's extension of speed and endurance. Whereas for us, it's tolerance of work and then bring the speed in. You know what I mean? Because it's like Woody with the hamstring. Like I honestly think it's because he didn't have a base and a more gradual exposure to velocity over time.
That would make sense.
That's what I think it is. And for us, it's different for heavier runners. You know what I mean? So I'll just flip that. It's still, the principles still apply. It's just like they're top end runners. This is us. Flip that, and it would make more sense.
The principle applies, but it's like now I'm applying that principle.
Exactly.
Because now I'm like, oh, actually, I did a K last at 4:45. It's like, well, to get 7 mile.
What do you want to run it at? 4:20.
Well, it's 7 minutes. 7 minute miles, 4:20 pace.
Yeah.
So I got to get, which I can do 4:20 pace, and I can hold it, but now I just got to get. So that's when you use your
Maths.
Your maths. Use your maths. Use your intervals.
Yeah.
So if I can hold 4:20 pace right now for 2.5 minutes, maybe we're doing 90-second intervals.
Yeah.
And building those intervals lengths. So then I'm getting, all right, and then we build up to 6, 8, 10 minutes of holding. Well, yeah, we don't need to hold it for 6 minutes, 7 minutes, but build up to maybe 8 minutes total work of holding that pace, shorten the rest times, and then eventually you can hold that pace for 1.6K.
Yeah.
Super max it.
Super, and then well, actually, I've saw that as well. To then actually train intervals at super max. So I want to do 4:20. So then do intervals at 4 minutes.
I've got to work out my maths. I think that's where I'm going wrong right now.
Yeah, DM me.
I'm just running.
DM me for coaching.
I'm running hard.
Calculus. Yeah, but you're gonna get better. Anyway.
I did my first 20-minute run. That was fun.
How'd you go? Apparently you ran
Someone
6Ks.
said you did 5K. Yeah.
The word on the street was...
I did 4.5.
Jamie's doing 8K.
Word on the street was you pulled 240 for reps the other day.
What?
Yeah.
We couldn't believe it. We couldn't believe it.
Someone
couldn't
texted
believe
me.
it.
They were saying it downstairs. I was like, I know for a fact he didn't pull
So you
240 for
pulled
reps.
240 for reps and you ran a 20-minute 5K.
No, alrighty. So I don't know where the 240 for reps came from. I can understand where the 20-minute
You
5
have
came
become
from.
this mythical creature.
No one says you train, but you're training the house down.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's a Pegasus.
I've got a fucking a lab in my garage, and I'm just fucking.
Yeah, because no one had
plugged
seen
in.
videos of you training either.
Yeah, I'm not posting anything.
You had gone silent for like a week.
Yeah, I'm
and
in that
everyone's like,
fucking NBA
No, I love
finals
it.
LeBron James dark mode. Don't fucking contact
people
me.
are asking questions, and there's like this law, the law of Jamie Smith. This guy is his muscle memory this strong?
that good?
What?
I've got a board at home with everyone's face on there, and I'm
darts.
tracking your maths. I've got
training.
all of you, like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're, because I
What did
how'd
you
you go?
screenshot
And
RJ stories?
I come to the gym on a Monday morning, like, oh, how'd you go that run on Saturday? And you just tell me, I write it down, I go back and I put it on my whiteboard, I work out,
tick.
and I've got this fucking text down. I'm just crossing people off as I know I'm going to beat you. Didier was the first one.
I was never on the list. I wasn't on the
Didier was
board.
just a black cross to start with.
Like came with the cross.
Printed his face with the cross on it.
How far did you run 20?
No, so how this all started was fartlek. We just started discussing speed play. It's Swedish for speed play, unstructured, of course. If you didn't know what fartlek was, but I was like, I think I need to. It was in the transition from 1 running session to 2 running sessions a week, and I wanted to just get to the ability to run 20 minutes because I didn't think I could do it, and I got home one day and I was in a bit of my
pickle.
I've got a few things happening in my life right now where I'm not able to tolerate, whether it be work or training or just a few things. I know I have to sit back a little bit. I've just got a few things going on. And it was one of those days where I was like, all right, I just can't go all in here. And I'm like, is this actually my situation or am I just feeding into like my own little narrative here? And David Gray gave me this book called, I did a podcast with him like 12 months ago and he's like, oh, listen to this book. And I never listened to it. And I told him I was going to do like a presentation for him for what I learned. Because he's like, this is one of the pivotal books that he's learnt about.
Is it the War of Art?
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, I started listening to that.
The War of
last
Art.
week. Yeah,
and he talks about the resistance.
Yeah.
And I was taking Chile for a walk and I was listening to this guy talk about like, what are you putting off in your life? Like, what is it? Like when you have creative outlets in life, the thing that stops every artist, the thing that stops every musician, the thing that stops everything within a creative endeavor is this resistance that you feel that you know you should be doing something, but you just don't do it. And you go through your whole day and you've just put something off. There's a creative endeavor somewhere. Could be making content, could be pushing the podcast, like whatever it is. There's this resistance. And I was taking Chile for a walk and I was like, it's me. I am my own resistance. And I started I entered like a Goggins mode. And I got home. It was like 7:30 at night, and I put my fucking runners on. I'm like, Laura, I'm going to the Duncan McKinnon. And I was running, and I was like blasting Led Zeppelin on the way to the fucking athletics track.
Was it immigrant song?
Nah. Oh fuck! I can't.
Right,
I can't remember.
story,
Whatever it
fucked
is. And I get to Duncan McKinnon, and I just fucking put my keys in the thing, and I just started running, and I was like, "This is my first 20-minute run," and I just started going, and I was literally running around the tan track at Duncan McKinnon, like yelling at myself, external, like, "It's in you!" And I was fucking charging this fartlek session, and I ran 4.6 kilometers in 20 minutes out of nowhere.
What the fuck?
That's
Out of
impressive.
nowhere. And I was just running, and I was like, and by the end of it, I was like, come on, come on. And I had timed, I knew where I was going to be running. I had to attack the uphill because I was going to be, I have to attack the, and I also attacked the downhill because of our
it's
chat
smart.
with
Balance it out.
Viata.
Yeah.
And he was like, speed downhill. I'm like, that's where I'm going to get faster. So I was like attacking the downhill and attacking the uphill at the other end and sort of like getting so it wasn't real fartlek, it was structured. It was structured.
No, it's strategy. It's
But
all right.
I was fucking, and then I took a photo. I had no idea, like, and I put it up I put it in the Discord, and everyone was like, "What the fuck, man?" Todd messaged me. He was like, "There's no chance you just did that."
Todd was I went to the beach with Todd like last week, and he was still skeptical.
Yeah, he was like, "There's no chance you just did that off fucking 6 runs or whatever." And then Aaron Howlett was like, "Oh my god, you're gonna fucking smash everyone." Granted, 2 weeks later, I went back and I was like, I'm going to do it again. And I couldn't even get 15 minutes. Like, I was just like, I couldn't run.
Something happened that day.
There was
was a demon. That
it
was
was a big wave.
You run away from the demon.
But it's in us. Boys,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
in us.
fucking
That was me last
Fucking
night because we left the gym and same thing. As I walked in front of her, I said, "Do somewhere around 1K," and she's like, "Where'd that come from?" She's like, "You didn't talk about that at the gym." Yeah, I just thought about it in the car.
Yeah.
And I literally dropped my shit. I put Harry inside and I left.
It's the best time.
And I was like, I'm just going to run a sub 5-minute 1K. That was all I cared about. And it was mad.
I'll tell you,
It was like, it comes over you. It was
It's a
just like
Goggins
random-
moment. Who's going to carry the fucking boat?
my urge to run fucking happened last Thursday. Driving to work, was going to get to work, fairly early. It was a sunny day. I'm like, you know what? I'm going for a run. I was going to squat that night. I'm like, you know
Wait,
what?
a sunny day.
It was sunny, yeah. Like
that's
lovely.
weak. That's weak.
It was weak. I know. I wouldn't run in the rain. I'm not that Goggins. But it was just like, I'm going to do it right now. Like the Goggins moment was, I'm going to lift tonight. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't really run before I lift. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to run now because I know I'm not going to fucking run on the weekend. I'm going to fucking run now. And it was mad. And then my lifting was fine. Like,
I'm gonna fucking run
it's
now.
fucking. I'm going to fucking run now. Like it's like, and I think like with most things, people just overthink it. Like, is it ideal to run before you lift? No, it's not. But at the end of the day, who gives a
Also
fuck?
one
You know?
At the end of the day, we're just looking. Yeah.
We're here to have fun and fucking train hard. You know what I mean? Like it's what it is.
So I haven't been able to
replicate that.
to replicate it, but I know it's in me.
But you've done it.
I know it's in me, and I've got the I've got the fucking Garmin. I've got
the
it there.
maths.
I've got the maths.
I got the
I've got the
data.
proof. And then the lifting though, there's no. I have no idea where that came from. Whoever sent you that text,
Man, you know what's funny? 'Cause
Read my
yesterday-
bar wrong. 'Cause
yesterday-
I pulled
No,
220 for
it was a
decent single.
it was a text from hearsay.
Oh no.
So that's
He
someone who's
said,
like,
she said that she
You
said.
I was like,
literally-
can you confirm this?
You literally said to me yesterday when we were in here that you like I probably pull about 250, and then I went down there and they're like, "Yeah, man, Jamie's pulling 240 for reps." And I was like, "I know for a fact he's on pulling 240."
If you were
for
pulling
reps.
240 for reps, I'd quit lifting. I'd be like, this is fucked.
All right, I'm going to be pulling 240 for reps.
Fucking oath.
No, I
It's
pulled,
in you.
No, it is. I know that's in me. That's right. I don't need no book to tell me that's in me. That's right. No, I pulled 220 for a decent single, probably like an 8.5, I reckon. An 8.5, and then I pulled sets of 4 at 210 afterwards.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
250.
So I think we'll
You
be
got
fine.
it. I pulled 235 for 5 conventionally.
Your was that 285, 275?
275.
That was good.
Yeah, it's there. Deuce actually gave me a really good cue that helped me. She said lock the knees a bit earlier, and it actually felt way better in my back offset. So I'm keen to try that with the heavier single. But yeah, I definitely it's
Bit earlier
it's
than
hard.
what?
Huh?
Bit earlier than what?
Than your hips. Hips mark. It's definitely harder conventional than sumo. That's why sumo's cheap.
You can't say that. People get offended if you say that
So
conventional's
fuck
harder.
off.
Let's delete sumo from push pull run. You have to do conventional.
Conventional only.
Because I
would love to.
I could definitely
Yes,
pull more.
It's how
sumo.
fair. Do what you want.
For push pull run, it's
I did toy with that idea. I was like, oh, maybe, but I'm
You
enjoying
have to deadlift with your feet
I'm,
touching.
I'm enjoying conventional, and I want to pull 300 conventional.
Fuck yeah.
So it'll be
Do you reckon you'll get to 300?
It'll be close.
Yeah.
I think it'll be very
Your
close.
275 was pretty
Yeah, it was
fast.
Tuesday. We've got 7 weeks still. I've done it long enough to know that. But you know where it's going to come from? It's going to come from the back off work. I could do 235. Like if I get that up to, if I pull 250 for 5 or something like that, like it'll be close.
So what are you doing? Top single and then what back offs?
It's really exciting. 3x5.
3x5. Crazy that.
No way.
Why not fours?
What about next week?
This doesn't matter.
Do you think that 5s are better than 4s?
You doing triples, mate?
Yeah, I'll probably go
3x4,
triples.
yeah.
Triples.
Yeah, fucking.
I've peaked every powerlifting comp. I've always done 3s or 4s to peak. You don't really have many options. You got 2s, you got 3s, you got 4s, maybe 5s. Then after 5, everyone starts complaining that it's cardio.
Yeah.
Not us, though. We
Actually,
run.
I've got to
sort of
If you complain that 6 is a cardio in a push pull run peak, you're out of the competition.
You're not part of the heavy run club.
I don't think anyone that's training for a mile is going to say that. But there are people out there that say it, and it pisses me off.
Yeah. How's your just like general health feeling now that you've introduced like
regressed.
structured cardio?
I'm not going to sit
Have you
here.
seen any?
I'm not going to sit here and say that like it's changed my life. For me, it's more mental. I've done like probably not even 20 runs. Maybe I've done 20 runs at this point, but I just want to be a person who can run. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to be like off a whim. If I just randomly want to go for like a 3K run, 4K, whatever it is, I can do it. So I'm not going to be, I'm like, oh man, my fucking mental clarity, this, that. Although, runner's high is real.
Runner's high is 100% real.
Yeah.
Dan
Strong.
Sullivan
I've got a
says
story
he gets
from-
the opposite.
He's the only person. Everyone else, like,
Yeah, he gets
there's a
runner's
good hour or
depression
two after.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Like, I
He's
love
told
lifting.
me that before.
Yeah.
He's told me that before.
Man, I think that's a him problem. I love lifting, but without it, every time I lift, I'm done. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. But after I run, I feel like the best I've ever felt in my life.
Well, this is me.
But it's not a hell. It's not like a fucking It's not like a
Vitality.
Oh, I feel it's. I just mentally.
How's your vitamin D going?
Endorphins.
Have you got
Sorry,
enough
I slammed on vitamin D. 100%.
Got that D in you? Got that
dog.
Got that dog.
Sons his nuts.
So I actually feel bad for Dan. Like he tries to dot his I's and cross his T's, but he feels fucked after his runs.
Yeah, I was trying to work
He's going
out.
too hard. Yeah,
I told him that, but he's like, oh, I've got it. I'm like, well, fuck.
There's been a few sessions I've come back from hard, like into where I'm that 200. When I did the 8x200s, I messaged him after. I said that was brutal. I actually felt.
What'd you do? 8 by
I
200.
did 8 200s with 200-meter rest. So I had it on my watch as 200 effort 200, but the 200-meter rest was about a 2-minute walk. So it was 200, 2 minutes, 200, but times 8. And a kilometre either side of just
Warm-ups.
yeah, and it was brutal. I felt like I didn't have any high after that. I was literally like,
I think the issue and the easiest parallel to compare those sort of reps or going too hard to lifting would be like maxing out every back offset.
yeah,
Everything's an RPE 9 to 10,
Everything's an
like,
RP 9
You're not
to
just
10.
chasing a good pump. You're
Yes.
frying yourself.
You're literally frying yourself, and it's exactly the same for doing rep work with running. It's the same thing. Again, Steve Magnus, I love the way he puts it. Is like people overdo VO2 max work with their top end runners. It is the top end guys. Like it's too much. Like it's too much work for
much does
the
he reckon?
output and how it affects running, especially if you're running 6-7 days a week. Sometimes doing 2 days. People overdo VO2 max work, and the way he was talking about it, the way he structures it, and volume and whatever else for us, we're fine. Don't worry about us. But like, it's more so the execution of that workout is like we don't. He goes, if you've got guys grinding reps, it's not it. Like if they're grinding multiple, it's quality because there is a coordinative element. There is this is going to accumulate some really like a lot of fatigue because it is high percentage of
max.
their max, high percentage of 1 rep max. You got your back off work. It's like we don't condone that in lifting.
We shouldn't. It's the same thing.
And it's
yeah.
the same thing for running. It's like you should be sufficiently hard. It should be not a 10 every single
I
rep.
saw a good there was just a Facebook article that popped up, and it was like the power of 85%, and it's like that sort of should be like because you can still think there, you can still like whether or not they spoke about it from like an athletic perspective. So like when you're training, you're not training at 100%, you're training at like 85% because it allows you to think, you don't accumulate too much fatigue, like it's all that sort of stuff. I feel like it would be the same. That session, you were just
I just went hard.
you were on the limiter.
balls to the wall because it's there's still expression of technique as well.
Yeah.
And it's when you grind reps like that and you are starting to rely more on like glycolytic pathways of energy production, like your movement economy shifts, your technique shifts. So from that coordinative component, it's just like you're losing quality reps, and it's just fatiguing as fuck. So like subsequent workouts can be ruined. So I think that some people doing that sort of stuff, like my mantra during those sessions now is like, don't grind reps.
Yeah,
like if I start to get the
You need to change that to "It's in you."
Oh no, I still
It's in you.
don't worry. I still pay out everything, brother. There's still balance. It's a blend of math and what's the other one? Dog.
Dog.
We call it-
Dog in.
Dog.
It's a dog.
Dog. He's a dog.
Yeah.
Dog. He's a dog. You got that, Donnie? He's a dog.
It's been crazy to see like fucking you can, as you were saying about like the technique, like you can notice like when like with anything, when the fatigue builds up,
bro.
it just gets shit. Like when you feel like
so
when
bad.
you're at a moderate RPE, it's like I'm not going that fast.
7
like,
or
it's
an 8.
smooth. I'm gliding. Like there's a bit of rhythm to this. Like I feel like it's just kind of automatic. But then you just feel the fatigue building up, and you're like, I'm just having to like pull myself through the air here. It's like, oh, I just can't do it. Like
Do some busted shit for sure.
me in the last 400 of probably hopefully everyone in the last 400 of fucking push-pull run.
I reckon.
What's that?
I reckon
Yeah.
there's going to be a few people that gas out before the last 400.
You reckon?
Yep.
I reckon you've been saying this every podcast.
You have said it every. You said it
telling
every
you, man.
fucking.
You
You're
have-
not backing
you have
anyone in.
No
I'm not-
faith
I'm not-
in the talent pool
I'm not
whatsoever.
backing. I'm not back. I never said everyone. I'll back.
like, there'll be a
I'll
few,
back
though.
Craig Allen in. I'll back. There'll be a couple people.
I'm backing Lydia in. Lydia
Yeah,
is.
I'll back. I'll back.
I'm nervous for what Lydia's going to do on,
Lydia's
on
gonna
the
do some
day.
crazy shit.
I'll back a few people in that will run it well. But I think there's just going to be a few people that hit the wall at the 1.2k mark.
Too many people grinding reps.
They'll go too hard in the first 800.
All right.
What do you reckon? There'll be a few.
I feel like because let's be honest, probably no one has like a history of running 1.6 or recently. I feel like a lot of people probably will go out too hard because of the nature of just what the
GR.
competition.
But if
Of,
they follow the policy, they'll know that you got to pace yourself.
You got to pace yourself. You got to have negative
told ya.
splits.
I think I'm going to get on some PEDs though, guys.
legally.
I'm thinking about getting headphones.
Yeah, nice.
For the race.
No, not the race, just for
Oh.
for whatever.
It got to a point that I bought some and it was really nice. For the long run, it's mad. I went on a ran yesterday and I took them out like halfway through.
You didn't like them?
Nah, I don't know. It was good. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know. There was a point where I'm like, this is not doing anything for
You
me.
don't have to commit.
Huh?
It's not one or the other.
You can use them sometimes. That's what
As
you're
a
trying to say.
PED, I'm saying. Like,
As a
it's not all
PED.
the
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
they're mad. They're mad. Sometimes they do. But sometimes you need, the demon is a bigger PED.
The demon is the PED.
Yeah,
It's in you.
But they're
It is in you, man.
The
I'm telling
silence
ya.
demon.
They're unbelievable, and with the Garmin's, you can put music on your watch. You can do that on pretty sure all watches now, and then hook the headphones to the watch. Oh my god,
You have to take anything. It'd be good if you could put your house key here somewhere.
that would be good.
That's the final one.
That's the final Garmin.
You need an electric house key that you just like put a code
thumb.
in.
Yeah,
The Hindu's
that's
got
the new
them.
thing.
Yeah.
Modern. I don't know how you guys run at like 9 p.m. I look outside. I'm like, fuck. I live in a pretty safe area.
Well, you
but
can't walk at 9 p.m. in my area, so you have to run.
it's a smarter option.
yeah.
Like,
What do you mean it's too dark?
it's fucking pitch black, man. Like,
That's
fucking,
right, demons.
That's the challenge.
That's why we're gonna.
Maybe I'll have a moment if I.
Yeah,
these
yeah.
moments only happen after dark. They don't happen.
You got to
in fucking
capitalize
sunny
on the
day.
moments too.
You have to.
You have
Because
to
they don't always
capitalize.
come.
You have
The
to
demons, man, at 9 p.m. dark.
Sensory
Best time.
deprivation.
Just
You
blindfold
can't see
yourself.
anything except for the demons.
Except for the demons. They're
Front and
clawing you
center.
down. Who was Huey Nicholson that ran the Ultra?
100 Ks, didn't he?
Yeah, he was. I was talking to him at Feathers Wedding. He did the 100 Ks recently, and he was training at like 10 o'clock at night. He was going for his 2 hour because his tradies. I get home by the time I eat, they got a kid. Put the kid to sleep, then go run.
That's
So
wild.
he was running at literally like he goes. It was dark 9.
So, what was your excuse then,
Yeah.
Didier?
I'm a pussy. I'm not fucking denying it. Like,
Oh look, I'm with you, Dids, man. Sometimes when it's dark, like last night was a special one. It was like I had it that night. If I had to run every time when it was dark, it wouldn't be enjoyable. Yeah.
Do you reckon?
I prefer when there's
I
light.
don't know, there's just something about it though. Like once you convince yourself to that point, like my back was cooked after yesterday. Like
That's the other
equal
thing.
deadlift PR, and I'm like, oh, I've got 45 minutes for this work meeting, and then I'm running, and it was like almost to prove a point to myself. And you get it done, and then taking advantage of that mutt is like, I don't know, it's confidence building.
How do you
It's
reckon-
something else.
it's like with the run pre-lift. I'm not gonna make a habit of doing that. But now that I've done it, I'm like,
whatever.
it was
Yeah.
like when I got back to basketball. I did basketball and lifting the same day. I was a bit apprehensive, and I've done that every fucking week since. I'm like, It's all right.
yeah.
You get through it.
You just gotta.
You just don't. You got to
chance
don't
to
tell yourself
survive.
this fucking self-limiting story that everything's going to crash and burn
Yeah.
when you do something challenging.
I think that's the biggest. I think
I
that's
know, it sounds simplistic, man, and it sounds a bit like woo-woo, whatever. But it's like as soon as you convince yourself that it's not gonna be good for your recovery, you're fucked. You're already fucked.
definitely some
Like,
fragilistic mindsets with it though, because I felt that was the exact same. I thought it was gonna like my whole training was gonna fall apart.
and because like when do you get like sometimes like how are you gonna get your sessions in? Like you do 4 days, run a couple times, like whatever else you're doing, like. You can't make this fucking perfect schedule where everything's balanced out equally. Like sometimes you just got to fucking get it in.
It's
like.
the whole art and science thing, and like even with coaching your clients, you set up this ideal macro or micro cycle for them to try and maximize performance for subsequent sessions. Or it's set up in a way so that all right, the quality of this next session will be improved, the next session will be improved, or whatever else. But it's like at some point, at most points, it's not going to work out that way. And so having that belief and having that dog
From the
and like
outset,
having someone G you up or having yourself G you up, like
dog.
you need to have it. And it's a blend of both. Like you're not going to write a busted fucking microcycle to
Purposefully,
someone
yeah.
purposefully just to test their limits and say like, just suss it out, bro. I reckon you have the heart. It's just like when shit doesn't go that way, it's like I reckon
You're
can do
capable
it.
of doing this,
You're
yeah.
capable of doing it, and that's what I think. It
is.
As an athlete and as a coach, you got to have both.
Dance in both fucking
You have to,
sides.
it's
yeah.
both. It's both sides.
It's yeah, because I literally have to do it this week. I can't train Fridays. We're going up to the farm, Deuce's parents' farm, and I'm deadlifting tonight. I'm moving deadlifts from Friday to today. Just got to do
Are you
it.
deadlifting after this?
Are you? I was going to do it later because I want to.
we've got a meeting and then we're
I
going
want
to
to
do
do
deadlift.
the
I've
video.
got to pull 240 for
wanna do the
doubles
video.
and
For
retire
reps, bro.
Didier.
Reps. Yeah, I'll
I
hang
got,
my belt up.
one goal today, and that's retired
I want to do the
Didier.
video. I got to do the video.
You can use the code podcast in the first link down below to get access to all of our training programs, power building, specialization phases, powerlifting, strength and conditioning, and hybrid, as well as a whole heap of education related to nutrition strategies, non-tracking nutrition strategies. You don't have to track calories. Also recovery, anatomy, biomechanics, as well as overall training philosophy. The code for your first free month on the training app is podcast, and you can find it through the first link down below. Yeah.
That's got to be.
Are we allowed to talk about your video now? Could we talk you through it?
What's your video?
He's all. Oh, does he want to say it?
He's officially applying for Survivor.
Shit. No, shut off on Sunday. So I'm doing the video. Yeah, we're doing the video now. Filming. I'm going to tell everyone how good I am. It's
Yeah,
actually
what's your
cringy.
strategy?
My strategy is I'm the best. I'm going to play up.
I'm the baddest motherfucker of all time.
I got some advice from an old contestant that applied for season 1, didn't hear anything back, changed her approach to season 2, and basically she said she went on Template, looked at all the previous contestants, try and categorize the people that are similar to you, and see what they have written about them, because that's coming from the caster, so that's what they're looking for. So I went through and looked at like anyone who works in the fitness industry, personal trainer, looked at some of the like people that did like sporting events,
Like athletic,
that kind of stuff, and I grouped them and I grabbed about 10 people and I sort of figured out what they had written. But I'm just going to play up.
so hard.
Huh? It was literally, that took me.
This is the most work you've done in fucking years.
The most research on any topic.
That took me, it was 45 minutes. It was not long at all. And I kind of enjoyed
Got that dog in you,
I got
didn't
that-
you?
Whiteboards and mind maps. Fucking.
I got that dog in me. But no, I literally did it on Anzac Day, 45 minutes. I just did that. And then she goes, write a blog about your sort of as if you were cast on the show. And then she goes, that's basically your video. So I'm really playing up the hybrid thing.
Yeah, so what are you leaning into?
That.
Hybrid.
Yeah,
Doing athletic,
I can run a
hybrid.
35-minute
Well,
5K.
I can run. Yeah, I did a 4:46 1K. No, they don't need to know. But anyway,
Just lie.
The specifics. They don't need the maths.
no, I'm not lying at all, because I'm telling them I'm like my biggest draw card, and you've never had anyone on your show like this before, is that I'm a hybrid athlete. I came second at powerlifting nationals.
You're the first loser
I've
at
lifted-
nationals.
I was the first loser. I've lifted this, and this, and I've also done a triathlon training for a fucking marathon. I'm just gonna say marathon. They don't need to know it's a half.
It's a run.
No, they wouldn't be on to the
They
podcast.
don't need to know it's a half marathon. They're gonna look at my Instagram. Well, they might. Who knows? I don't know.
They're definitely going to look at your Instagram.
But
think they're
no, it's not
100%
a
gonna
lie.
look
So
at
I'm training for a marathon. The half marathon is a progression to the marathon.
That's it.
You might have to go dark mode on your Instagram
Why?
for the
I don't give
they'll
a
have to
fuck.
you have
I
to go
wanted to see that.
private when you're on the show
you
though,
get on the
like
show.
private, and then
Why?
Isn't that what they do with the contestants now? So no one. I think that's what they do.
Is that what they do? I don't know.
that's
I
what
don't
those
know.
spoilers
I
and
don't know the
shit.
fucking ins and outs of the. This is my first application for it. It's the only show I'd apply. The only other one I'd probably look at doing is Amazing Race.
Absolutely, I would do the Amazing
Do,
Race.
do it with your partner, but they're the only two. I don't. Big Brother, I wouldn't. I like those that there's challenges to it. Survivor's a game. It's got a culture.
It's a
behind
game,
It. It's
yeah.
a game. It's got a culture behind it. Like I don't know these ones like. As much as it'd be cool for, I was saying it'd be cool if you got on there and be mad because it could help the brand. Like you never know. Like you never know what could come from it. A little bit of exposure, but I do want to play the game.
Yeah.
I'm
You want to stab
I'm
someone
a fan
in
of the
back.
game
Start on OnlyFans.
for Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Eat.
Survivor post. That's usually the math strategy.
That's how you
Start an OnlyFans.
capitalize.
Rubbing tinea cream.
gross.
There'll be someone out there that would want to watch that.
For sure, yeah. Foot fetish is hectic. Yeah,
It's a big sector.
yeah.
Yeah, rub that fungus cream on there.
That's
Jamie's losing his mind. So I got to film that video now, but
The fungus one.
no, the fucking video for Survivor.
Leaning in.
so-
Are you going to Are you going to say that you have
tinea.
you've got that dog in you, and if you need a
that
stab,
dog.
are you gonna? Are you
Yeah, I
gonna?
have to say that. You got to be a dog to win.
You have to be
I might
really-
actually say that.
Are you gonna have to say? Are you,
We'll say it.
No, I think it's a cultural appropriation. If you go like that hard,
The dog.
You're gonna watch the
in that
accent.
accent, you can't do it in the accent.
You know, I know you got to have the dog in you to win.
That Aussie dog.
Get a dog up, yeah.
Are you going to de-chock your accent or play up the chock so
No,
you can
I'm
be
gonna-
the token chock?
No, I'm
You
gonna-
know how there's always the two chocks on like the block?
No, that's just, Survivor doesn't get the chocks like
They don't
that.
allow them on. Nah.
Nah,
So
they don't.
what are you going to do with your accent?
I'm just gonna talk how we talk on every right now. How I'm talking.
Nah,
Oh, it might be in strife.
Why?
you got to go one way or the other. Double down on the Aussie accent.
I don't know.
well, they're all Aussies, aren't they? It's an Australian Survivor.
Australian Survivor. They've had American, like they had Sandra's daughter come play. Russell came and played. They get like little guest ones.
When
like that.
when you introduce yourself, are you going to say I'm a Greek Australian? Are you going to have Greek in there at all?
they'll figure that out for my last name, I'm gonna say I'm Australian.
Are you going to shorten your last
Are you going
name?
to Atha?
Are you going to do it
I'm
Atha?
not gonna shorten it.
Chuck Atha.
Nah, I'm not
Chuck
gonna shorten it.
Atha. Chuck.
I should give myself a nickname though.
Chuck.
Chuck.
Nah, I'd be like
Chaz.
Chuck A. Chaz.
Chaz Ath.
Chiz Whiz.
Chisel.
But yeah, no, it's a bit cringy because you got to really because I've watched a few other contestants on YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like you don't have that trait.
You need to go do some
I got
arrogance
to turn it
training.
on, mate. It's all fake. It's TV. It's TV.
Can't wait to see this video.
I actually went on a live recording of a TV show the other night. I went to The Bounce.
What's that?
It's the show after the last bounce of the footy on Sunday. It's with Jason Dunstall, Andrew Gaze, Cam Mooney.
Andrew Gaze, isn't he a basketballer?
Yeah, but he's on The Bounce.
Nice.
We watch it, and then they had a thing for like, oh, if you want to come in, just email. So we're like, oh, what email? And then they literally like, yeah, come in this week. So we went in. It was mad.
TV star.
Did you rub shoulders with any of
You're a
the...
star.
I was on the TV. They kept panning to me multiple
Okay,
times.
nice.
Oh, you didn't tell us
I already
this.
started, mate.
Did you wear some soft goods?
I didn't really tell anyone. I was like, we just fucking went. Did I wear what?
Did you wear some soft goods?
No, I did. I wore the
Fucking
white one.
hell.
It was on Jackie. Because probably see it. Probably
Mate.
a little bit of airtime on Fox Footy.
Ooh.
Fox Footy.
Big time.
This is that big break.
No, it was
No, Channel 31.
it was actually surprisingly how small the room was. It was like probably similar to this, a bit bigger,
No way.
tiny.
How big was the
I was
audience?
actually
People in the
what,
audience.
30, 40 people.
6 people in the audience. You couldn't fit 40 people in this room, man.
No, you
Longer.
can, man. It was literally like they were sitting up here like this. I'd say a little bit more
Mate,
fancy
there's
than
4
this.
people here, and it's pretty much full.
Get
down
rid of
this
the
side.
desk. Get rid of the desk. Open it another 2 meters back that way. Maybe another
You're
meter on the
saying
side.
40 people.
You know what?
You
I
can,
went
man.
to a comedy show once that I swear was
Sardines.
Black chairs like that.
Same thing, this size, black chairs.
Man, you
it was
can
in a
jam 30
hotel. It
people
was a
in.
small room. I reckon it was about 2 meters bigger than this,
Yeah.
and it fit like.
jam
I
'em
walked
in.
in. I was late as well. It was horrendous. It was horrendous. And this guy, the comedian, is literally like right in front of me. How am I? Walk in, and it was just—it's the most
They
awkward
make a
thing
joke
ever.
about you because you're walking late.
Oh,
Was it
man.
funny?
Yeah, it was alright. I don't even remember who he was. It was funny.
Oh, it was great.
it was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
No, I'm telling you, the black chairs, man, a little bit bigger than this. Not exactly this, but it was surprising how small it was. And they just jam you in. That's it. Bang. They put all the kids at the front because the kids make the noise and shit. And Andrew Gaze fires the kids up. That's it. So we could have a live audience in here, 20 people.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Absolutely.
I reckon I'd have a panic attack.
That happened on the last time.
No, not because of the live audience. This room is like fucking 2 meters by 2 meters, bro. Claustrophobia.
To be honest, I felt like that at Luke Tulloch's seminar up here. I felt very like it was. I couldn't. There was no seat for me, so I was sitting on the couch, but then I was jammed in. But then even to come through this back door, everyone was like jammed right up, and I was like, I felt very claustrophobic.
Well, that was 40 people. So
Don't tell
40 is too
Survivor
many.
about your
It was
claustrophobia.
jammed.
That won't do well.
Huh?
Don't tell Survivor about your claustrophobia.
I'm not going to tell.
That's not a good trait.
Yeah, I have no weaknesses.
I have no weakness.
Tight
But I don't really
spaces.
get claustrophobic on Survivor.
There's no caves.
Type spaces
caves.
and
No
when my
caves.
cup is overflowing.
My cup.
My cup.
My cup is full.
Only time I've never worked harder on anything in my life than this application.
That's what my boss reckons.
This application.
I look forward to it. I hope you get on there. I reckon that will be some of the all-time moments.
I hope, man, apparently because, I don't know, TV producers, you can't trust them. They make you look dodgy.
Yeah, they're
make,
going to make you look dodgy.
Nah, but they can make you look, it depends how they want to make you look. They can make you look like, so,
You're Greek.
no, apparently like people have gone and then like afterwards they'll be like, why'd you play like that? And they're like, that wasn't how I played. Like that was how they edited me to make me look like I was a dog and I made all these dog moves. But like,
But
Show
in order
business,
to get
baby.
edited in that way, you would have had to have said
In
some
some way,
dog
be
shit.
a dog.
nah, man, I think TV producers can make you look how they want you to
They
make
got
you look.
tricks.
They got tricks.
Photoshop these days.
They got tricks. They'll just snip it.
deep fakes, man. They use
Because you gotta
AI.
remember, what we're seeing on TV is a 45-minute episode of
like a week.
Of
Not
like,
even.
well, like for Survivor, it'd
3
be
days.
across like a day or 2 days. So every episode is like a couple days. So they're taking 48 hours worth of conversations, shit, and putting it into a 45-minute episode.
Yeah.
Within that 45-minute episode, you're probably
There might be one dog act, and that's
yeah,
enough.
and they've just fucking
And suddenly you're the dog actor guy.
and you're the dog act guy. You're the Russell.
Are you going to hunt an immunity idol straight
Have
off the
to.
bat?
That's a goal. I think you got to go in there with some goals. Goal is definitely to make it to merge. Goal is definitely to get a hidden immunity idol, and goal is definitely to win individual immunity.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fucking those. They're 3 goals I like to achieve.
Specific goals.
Yeah.
Mad.
Bouz has no. Bouz and Didier.
Name me.
What the
No idea.
fuck are you on
What's
about?
going on?
I look forward
You'll
to it.
learn, mate. When I'm on there, we fucking
Yeah, I'll tune in.
tune in.
I look forward to it. Have we got anything else, boys?
I think I'll be back.
No,
I
that's
think
it.
I think
No.
it gets recorded. Like
done
it,
with it.
it comes. I think you're back when it
better
gets
get on
shown
after
I got a
TV.
call.
I think.
All right. We're done. Thanks for listening. 5 stars on
Fantastic.
Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And
Beat
if
all
you
you
want
dogs in push pull run.
to do some coaching with the boys, DM them or first link down below, or second link down below. Yeah. Ciao.
You got 0 chance.